And welcome back to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, we're going over a coin, or actually a family of coins, that not many people will think of as coin projects, but they're in the crypto space, and they're important coins. What are they? They are the family of stable coins, namely like USDT, Tether, USDC, which is from Circle and Coinbase, True USD, Pax, DAI, and a few others. Terra is also in the mix. So why are stablecoins important? Why are they misnomered or misnamed? And why are they important for your planning? So we'll talk about the importance of the stablecoins and how to use them properly, and also which ones I prefer in the news. And there's really not many, you can't really chart a stablecoin. So we're just going to go over the news, then we'll talk about my conclusion at the end. Just a quick reminder that nothing in this video is considered financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Seek out your own advice and do your own diligence, do your own research. So another article I found talks about the 6 best available stablecoins. According to this article, it was written back in November 2019, so take it with a little bit of a grain of salt here. But their list, which I don't 100% agree with, but it's a decent list, starts with Tether, and there's reasons why, but I'm going to oppose that one. USDC, Paxos, True USD, Binance USD, and Psi or DAI. Now, DAI has increased in market cap and in prevalence, that certainly since 2019, so that definitely should move up the list. But walking through these briefly, number 1 from this list is Tether. It's had controversies as it's outlined in this article. It's been found out that Bitfinex is behind the stablecoin. There are other team members behind this coin. There's questions about Tether. There were legal issues, and they've been allegedly resolved. But one question about Tether is that allegedly it's a 1-to-1 backed stablecoin, and for every Tether that's minted, there's allegedly $1. Now, the concerns I have is if you look at the chart on Tether just now, right? The market cap on Tether. The market cap on Tether has just increased astronomically since last August. It was $10 billion, and then it went up to $24 billion in January. Since January, it's more than doubled. Now it's at $48 billion. Where did all that money come from? There are accusations, and nothing can be proven, and I don't know, I'm not going to say yes or no, but there are accusations that the people behind this coin mint more when there's an opportunity to sell Tether for Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies that are an advantageous buy spot on the charts. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not 100% opposed to using Tether briefly, but I would not personally store money in Tether. I think there are better options. Looking at the one way to discern which ones are good options, if we look at the market cap on the stable coins, and if we scroll and sort these by price and scroll down to the $1 area, again, make sure that they are truly stable coins. Like Conflux is not. I see 6 on this list. So we have Terra USD that barely makes the top 100. It's only got 1.8 billion. DAI it's up to 3.5 billion, so you can see how much that's grown. It's a top 40 coin now. USDC, which is Coinbase's version of a stable coin, that is over $11 billion, and it's a top 20 coin. Tether is the biggest one of them all. It's a top 5 coin. It usually is up there. It's got a large market cap. Binance USD is growing. It's number 27, got 5.4 billion. And Paxos, which is kind of small, barely makes the top 100. Now, one other coin that I wanted to point out is True USD. True USD just misses the cut. The market cap is 323 million, so it's pretty small. But it's supported by a number of good exchanges, including the Abra app and the Exodus wallet. So Exodus works with USDC, True USD, and USDT. USDT is the oldest. It's the granddaddy of them all. It's been around since 2014. It was once called Real Coin. But the questions are abound about, is this coin a scam? Is it there just to enrich Bitcoin investors? Again, speaks to the history of the coin in this article. They had some legal actions, but allegedly they've been resolved in February. Here's the article about that. They reached a settlement, didn't acknowledge any wrongdoing, take it for what it's worth. But it's a coin out there. It's perfectly okay to be passing through this coin because a number of exchanges only support Tether, or they have a lot of pairs with Tether. Because when I started back in 2016, 2017, most of your pairings for coins were either Bitcoin or Tether. So sometimes you have to pass through Tether as you work your way through on exchanges from one coin to another. That's perfectly fine and acceptable. I just personally don't believe in holding Tether for a long period of time. Also about stablecoins is on an app like Abra or even in Coinbase. You can earn interest with stablecoins. So rather than going back to dollar once again, you can convert your holdings, your dry powder, into USDC or true USD, and you can earn interest. Remember the old days of actually having banks that paid you interest? Those are long gone. But cryptocurrency still does it. You can even get up to 10% on the Abra app in USDC. That's a good thing to remember, that you can actually be holding reserves and earning 10% on those reserves as you wait for the next deal to pop up for your next buying opportunity.
So that's the news on stablecoins. As you might imagine, I'm not a big fan of Tether. I try to avoid that one, but sometimes you have to know about it. You have to use it on certain platforms. But for the most part, I stick with like True USD or USDC. I will use some of the other ones sometimes, but for the most part, I avoid the Ethereum-based ones because of the high fees. But I'll use USDC and True USD mostly. And also on an app like Abra, you can get 8 to 10% interest depending on what month it is. And they do vary it a little bit, but that's still a pretty darn good return for what is essentially is cash. And that's what we're really talking about, is the coin, the crypto equivalent of cash. So you like to have a cash reserve, or what they call is dry powder, or cash, money on hand, whatever. This is why they say you can never go broke taking profits. And that's true to a point, but you want to have some liquidity at all times, even when you think that we're in a moon and you want to be fully invested. May not be bad to wait for another buying opportunity. And if you take some profits, putting it in a stable coin or a portion of it allows you to buy on a dip. So the way you buy on a dip is by holding coins into a stable coin or a coin you think might be going up, but typically a stable coin will hold its power when Bitcoin or other coins are dropping. So you should know which stable coins to use, which ones are preferred, and which ones they're offered in interest. But I will leave you with this, and I believe I have another video to talk about it here, but stable coins are a misnomer. They are part of the mentality that the powers that be wants you to think that the US dollar is stable. It is not. So a coin tied to the US dollar is labeled as a stable coin, even though the US dollar is really has as much volatility as some of the other cryptos, because it's losing its value and buying power. So don't let that name fool you, but just know what stable coins are and how to use them and how to use them effectively, and what's a good place to keep them. Most wallets support at least one or more, but if you can use a wallet that offers interest on that stable coin and it's not a long commitment to hold that coin to get that interest, hey, have at it. So, but having dry powder or cash on hand allows you to buy dips. So it's important to know that once you've moved fund into the crypto world, how do you make virtual cash reserves in the crypto space? That's what stable coins are all about. So I give it a rating of a 3 out of 5 because it's a stable coin. You just put it right in the middle. I mean, there's positive and negatives to all of them. Again, the one I really avoid is Tether, but I use the other ones. When I want to put money into a cash reserve position, I will use USDC or True USD. But as far as a rating, a 3 out of 5, of course, because it's a project, but not a project. So it goes right in the middle, because you should think about it. You should think about having cash reserve as part of your portfolio. That's why I wanted to mention these, also to recommend which stable coins I prefer. So lots said today about stable coins. Hopefully that helps you in your crypto journey and your path to financial freedom. So with all that said, I'm going to close the drawer on the bureau, and I'll see you next time.